So I've been taking a bit of a break from Overwatch 2, but I have been keeping an eye on things like the whole passive fiasco situation that kind of happened, where the game director basically said a bit too little about a very big change that will be coming to the game in Season 9. We'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out, but my initial reaction was kind of just like the community's. I feel like it's a weird move, but we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on, I seen Flats made a tweet about a month ago asking people why they didn't like Overwatch this season. He went on to tweet, "Genuinely curious why so many people don't like this season of Overwatch. I know Malga is, well, is there any other reasons, or is it just excitement to get to Season 9 that makes this one feel like a filler season?" So of course, I'm going to talk about this. I think a big reason why this season feels like a filler season, on top of all of the things hitting the shop, mainly being recolors, and the big Christmas event itself was paywalled in the worst way possible, and even the rewards for that event were filled with some recolors and older skins as well. But I don't think any of those are the only reasons why this season wasn't well received. When most people boot a new season of Overwatch, I'm sure they'll check the battle pass and the new event mode out, but for some reason this season didn't really feel as strong as other seasons in terms of cosmetics, even if it was on a theme, and the event mode itself was a bit unbearable and honestly unfun. I think the Hunter Malga skin being worse than the one in the shop is a pretty big letdown, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? But that's not the only thing people have mentioned. Like, the Mythic skin kind of feels similar to another skin Orisa already has. So there's just so many little things in this entire season that causes this season to truly feel like a bit of a letdown, and a buffer season that it is, aside from the Malga meta that kind of happened for a bit. Moving on to the event mode itself, I feel like it is pretty hard to screw up kaiju battles. Who doesn't love the idea of towering creatures battling it out? It was kind of cool to see each side get their own Orisa to bring to the fight, but shortly it became very boring and unfun, especially if you're someone who likes to complete all of those challenges. Remember during the Battle for Olympus event, the developers kind of said they didn't realize how many people will want to get all of the titles. They kind of pseudo-apologized for the grindiness of the event. Well, this new event, an entire year later, had some of the worst challenges possible to grind. Literally, one of the challenges is just to sit there and heal bot the Orisa in the middle for like 60,000 damage. This was just so unbearable that when I was playing the game to maybe try and grind some of these challenges, I found a lobby where the entire match decided to call a truce and just let the tanks and the damage dealers unload onto the robots, and then the healers could just sit there and heal stall, so then we could just rinse and repeat until everyone got the challenges done. That is pretty much how I completed the event challenges. The event, right off the bat, just wasn't fun to grind through, and I feel like that's a huge reason why this season was put in a negative light from the get-go. If players can't even enjoy the silly little goofy mode that you've created for this season, and there's nothing new coming up in the winter event, I think that's a long period of time for players to just kind of sit around and wait until we get some content that might actually be engaging, like the training mode or the changes coming up in Season 9. So I, from the get-go, knew this season was always going to be a buffer season for me, but I feel like the dev team didn't make it that hard for everyone to think that this season is just a buffer season for Season 9.